Welcome to the Ultimate Skincare Routine Masterclass. I'm Janine, Head of Product Education, and I'm your host for today's class. With me, I also want to introduce Sue. Sue, come on and join us. Sue is serving as our moderator extraordinaire today. Well, hello, Miss Sue. How are you doing?
Hello, Janine. I'm doing great. I'm excited to be helping you out behind and in front of the scenes today.
Oh, me too. And listen, everybody, we have to give Sue a shout out because she's running everything behind the scenes. She's going to be capturing your key questions. She's going to be monitoring the chat, running the slides. So, Sue, thank you so much. And Sue, you're even going to come and join me and ask me some hard questions, right?
Yes, I'm going to be watching that chat and pulling out some great questions that we see and sharing them with you today, Janine.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Sue. And again, thank you to everyone who is joining. Whether you are watching this live or via replay on YouTube, please feel free to ask questions related to skincare regimens via the chat, the comments, and I promise I'm going to answer as many as I can. So again, today is the Ultimate Skincare Masterclass. So the masterclass is now in session. So let's go ahead and start. You know, I love to start at the beginning with what a skincare regimen is. So a skincare regimen is a set of steps that you follow when applying skincare. Now, you may also hear this called a routine. One of the things I also want to talk about is we're going to talk about those steps in a moment, but I really want to share, first of all, why a regimen is important. Regimen, routine. By the way, these are interchangeable words. Everybody has a routine of some sort, right? There are things that we do every single day, and we don't think twice. So we get up, we brush our teeth, we brush our hair, at least we hope we do, right? We probably have the same pattern for getting dressed, and you might even have a routine for coffee. So the question is, why do we create and why do we follow those routines and those regimens in our life? And the answer is because by following them on a consistent basis, they're going to give us the results that we want. So brushing is going to give you healthy teeth. And drinking your coffee, I don't know, maybe it might make you a kinder human being to everyone around you, right? So your skincare regimen should be absolutely the same with steps every day. And Stephanie is saying it absolutely correctly. Consistency is key. Now, a comment that I hear quite often is, I want healthy, glowing skin, JJ. And listen, there's obviously a lot that goes into it, but the first step and the best way to achieve that result is through a simple daily skincare regimen on that consistent basis. And Anna Maria is saying she cannot function without her 2 cups of coffees in the morning. And I completely understand that. Again, for all of you that are just joining, thank you. It is wonderful to see everyone. So back to the regimen. Every single regimen step for skincare is going to solve a different need, which we're going to talk about that today. And I have to say this before we move any further. It is not enough to just use good skincare. And it does not matter how much you spend if you are not applying those skincare products in the correct order or applying them in the correct way. So for products to be most effective, they really need to be applied in that correct order. Now, I don't want that statement to scare you either, right? So it's really not hard to do. It's really, really easy to remember. And while those steps are always basically the same, the products are what are actually going to be, that will vary really depending on what time of day it is, what your skin needs, what those concerns are. So at the end of the day, whether you have a 3-step or a 19-step skincare routine, applying in the order is what is going to make all of the difference. Now, today, we are actually going to build to a daily 8-step skincare regimen. 8-step, and I know some of you are like, wait, what? But that's because you were in a master class. So we are going to go ahead and start, first of all, at a basic level. So at the most basic level, there are 3 important steps in a skincare regimen: prep, targeted daily treatments, and moisturize and protect. Now, I want to take those steps and I want to break it down just a little bit more. So let's look at prep. Prep. This is when you're actually cleansing your skin. You're going to get it ready to receive those products to be the most effective. And under the prep step, there are actually 2 steps with that: cleanse and tone. Tone can be toner, essence, emulsion. We'll get into all of that, don't worry, but prep actually has 2 steps that are part of that. The next one is targeted daily treatments. Now, these are otherwise known as serums. If you joined me for our last masterclass, you know that we talked about these in depth. These are laser-focused product solutions that are really going to help with whatever your skin needs or you want to address. And the third step, moisturize, but I would also say moisturize and protect, because we know SPF is very important. But moisturize is all about hydration, locking in that essential moisture, protecting your skin from environmental stressors. And I always like to think of it as a shield of sorts, and it's really for your face, your eyes, your lips, and your body. So there are 4 steps associated with that. So that's how we're going to build to our detailed 8-step skincare routine. Now, it's also notable, today we're talking about daily, but a few times a week, it's really good to add in those weekly treatments, things like exfoliating skincare masks. But again, today's all about the daily, so we're actually going to really stay focused on that. So now that you know the basic structure of a skincare regimen, I want to dive a little bit deeper, and I want to go take each step and go in detail by building to that full 8-step regimen. And of course, while we're going, I'm going to give you a couple of product recommendations as we go along. So again, as you're watching, if you have any questions, comments related to skincare regimens, please feel free to drop those in the chat. Okay, let's start with cleanse. Let's start with the very first step. This is the very first, the most important step, and this is both morning and evening. Now, I just have to say this. No matter what your skin type is, no matter what your needs, your concerns, your age, every single person needs to cleanse, and you also need to be it finished by sealing in that moisture and use SPF for the ultimate protection during the daytime. I have to say, and I know many of you may feel the same way, that I wish when I was growing up that SPF would have been looked at as more than, hey, just use this if you're going to the beach or you're going to be at the pool or outdoors, right? That would have been such a dramatic impact in terms of really helping, to protect my skin as I was growing up. Now, with cleansing, I want to start a little bit backwards. I want to start with cleansing in the evening. So throughout the day, right now, as you're watching this, wherever you are, your skin is accumulating oil. It's accumulating impurities, dust, things that are in the air all throughout the day. And this is with or without makeup. Now, a common misconception that I hear quite a bit is if I don't wear makeup, I don't need to clean anything off, right? Or, I never left the house. I didn't break a sweat. What is there to wash off? So, and I don't know if you've ever heard that yourself, or maybe you feel like that way, but regardless of whether or not you can see impurities, trust me, they are there and they need to be removed. If you don't, you're going to risk maybe your pores becoming clogged. And of course, that could lead to breakouts and other things that none of us really want. So it's an easy step. So let's all make sure that we just cleanse our skin. Cleansing is going to serve that vital role to really help remove all of those impurities, those elements that are really going to help prepare your skin to receive your other products that you're going to apply. Now, whether or not if you've wear makeup or you've applied a lot of sunscreen, you probably need to cleanse twice at night. Now, this is otherwise known as double cleansing, and this is our step 2. Now, it is as simple as it sounds. You just need to wash your face with 2 cleansers. Now, the first cleanse, and I'm actually going to do a demo in just a couple of moments, but the first cleanse is what is going to remove all of the makeup, the sunscreen, the debris. Typically, the cleanser that you are going to use is going to be an oil-based cleanser. Oil-based cleansers are really going to help break down and melt the toughest of makeup. It can cut through even the thickest of SPF's. Mineral sunscreen is really, really thick. So anything that is oil-based is really going to cut right through all of that. Now, you don't have to double cleanse, but there are cleansers that are specifically designed to really make it easier, right? So what I meant by you don't have to double cleanse is if you've got a lot of makeup on, like imagine me today. So I've got a lot of makeup on because I'm on camera. And imagine later if I was like, I'm just going to go and use my regular cleanser. I'm not saying it wouldn't remove everything, but think about how many times I'm going to have to cleanse my face to break through all of those layers. Has anyone else ever done that? And you're washing your face and you look up and you're like, "Oop, got raccoon eyes," washing, and it gets kind of gooey or it kind of gets weird and you finally break through it, but it takes like a lot longer than if you just used an oil-based cleanser. Okay. And yes, Jessica, we're going to talk about that micellar water as well. That's another thing that you can actually use to remove makeup as well. So that's what I mean by when I say you don't have to double cleanse, but it actually may be a lot more effort. So I thought it would be fun to teach you how to double cleanse. So earlier, I put on a long wear lip product. This is Mattitude, and you all know that love my Mattitude. When you put this on, it stays all day. Love this. So we're going to use this kind of as the, as kind of the guide for removing the double cleansing. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're either going to want to take a cleansing oil or you're going to want to take a cleansing balm. And I'm going to use the balm just because the oil kind of might go in a few different places. And what I'm going to do is, by the way, if you're using a cleansing oil, what you would do is you would just put like a pump, maybe two, into the palm of your hand. Now, if you put it on your fingertips, it's going to run and it's going to go everywhere. However, if you are using a balm, what you're going to do is you're going to take just a little bit. Let me get just a little bit. And you're going to apply it to your fingertips. So there I have, actually, let me take some of that off. That's way too much for even a face. You just need just a little bit of cleansing balm, maybe that much for an entire face. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to rub your fingertips together if you have the cleansing balm, okay? Or at the palm, the oil in the palm of your hands. And here's the deal. You are not going to wet your face. You're going to apply this directly to your dry skin. Now, the first time you do this, this is going to feel really weird. You're like, wait a minute, shouldn't I be like taking off my makeup? Look at this. Do you see how this is literally melting off? So you're just going to take it, gently massage in circular motions, including your eyes for about 30 seconds or until you feel like things are dissolving. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a very gentle, warm washcloth, soft one, and you're literally going to wipe it off. Look at that. Gone. So I don't know. I know some people are like, wait, wow. Yes, and there's different ways that you can apply it. Just make sure with the cleansing balm in particular that you don't get your face wet. You really want to apply that as your face is dry because that's really going to be when it really is going to get into the action and do all of its work. Okay, so now that you have cleansed, you've cut through all of your makeup, you've cut through the sunscreen, now it's going to be time for your cleanse number 2. This is when you're typically going to reach for your regular cleanser, which is typically water-based. You're going to take your cleanser, and I'm not going to demo this piece, but you're going to put a little bit in your hands on your fingertips, just gently, wet your fingers. You're going to massage it together, and then you're going to go and massage on your face in an upward and outward motion. Now, most cleansers are okay for the eye area, but if you're using a brightening cleanser, I would say avoid the eye area, but it will tell you that on the packaging. After you do that, rinse your skin, pat it dry, and then you're ready for the rest of your skincare routine. I promise that you're going to feel so fresh. Your skin is not going to be stripped at all, but it's going to be so soft, and that's because you've used either an oil or a balm to really start that process. Okay, and I'm seeing a couple of questions in the chat that I want to take as we're going along. A couple of people asking, could we use rice water for the second step? So you absolutely could use rice water bright. I wouldn't recommend using an oil for the second step because you've already used something that is oil-based to really break through the makeup or the sunscreen. But any other cleanser, it's really up to you. Absolutely, you can use that. Now, let's also talk about the morning. So that was the evening. We've had our day. We've, been out and about. We've had our makeup on or tons of sunscreen, whatever it is. We cut through it. We cleanse our face. We apply our skincare, and then we wake up in the morning and we're ready to go. Now, in the morning, it is just as important to cleanse because your skin is still accumulating that oil overnight. And you really want to make sure that you're removing any of that skincare goodness that you applied the night before and really start with a fresh palette. Now, some people choose to just splash their face with water, and listen, completely up to you. That's up to them. But I always prefer a very gentle cleanse because I use so much skincare at night. So I just want to give a very gentle cleanse, remove everything, and then we're ready to go. Product wise, you've already seen these, but we have a lot of cleanser options. But in the morning, I love a light cleanser. We have a lot of great options. This one is Pharmarex, the Super Greens Refreshing Gel Cleanser. I've been using this so much recently. It's so light, so refreshing for me because it is, clean, it's vegan, it's safe, to kind of use around my eyes as well. And of course, I love the fact that it's also a reusable bottle. By the way, we do sell the refill with this, and the refill is going to give you 2.5 times the refill of the bottle. So that is a really amazing cleanser. And of course, in the evening, you just heard me talking about the fact that I always double cleanse, especially if I'm wearing makeup or I've been out, and I'm wearing a lot of sunscreen, like reapplying and reapplying a lot. If I'm outdoors. So I use a few things for my cleansing balms and my oils. It really depends on what I could just reach for. So a cleansing balm, recently I've been reaching for the LX New 2-in-1 Exfoliating Cleansing Balm. I think this is currently only available in the US, but the reason I've been reaching with this one is this is not only going to melt through all of, my makeup and impurities, but it also has bamboo stem powder, and it's going to give me a very gentle exfoliation. And this is a gentle exfoliation that you can use every single day. So really great, and great for all skin types as well. The other piece for a cleansing oil, I really love the Face Shop. This is the Rice Water Bright Facial Cleansing Oil. It's super, super lightweight. It just a tiny bit is going to remove all of that makeup. It's going to melt everything. But here's the reason I love this one. This also visibly brightens your skin. Okay, so really awesome. By the way, I do want to debunk a little myth about cleansing oils. Typically, people that have oily skin, they're like, oh, I can't use that because I have oily skin. Oil in the right way can actually be good for oily skin because it actually can help control the sebum in your skin, but that's a whole different class that we won't get into. But just know a little bit of oil is really great to break through. So now, after you are using your cleansing balm, your oil, obviously, I'm going to follow with my gentle cleanser. And again, that can be everything. So that's step one, and that's step two. So we have double cleanse and cleansing. So I do want to pause for a moment, and I want to invite Sue to join us. I know she's been watching the chat. Sue, I think we have a couple of questions.
We do have a couple of questions. First
Okay.
of all, the melting away the lipstick is always a big hit. Oh my gosh, everybody loved seeing that. I love seeing that too. It's like, I want that product for sure. So yes, we have had some questions. So Sandy has asked, can I use the same cleanser morning and night?
Oh, that's an easy one. Yes, you absolutely can. Now, the only exception to the rule would be if you're reaching for a cleansing balm, a cleansing oil. I don't think there's really a need unless you're going to sleep in makeup. And I bet no one on this class today, no one sleeping in makeup, right?
Right.
So yes, you can. You can use the same cleanser in the morning and evening. Great question. Thanks, Sandy.
Okay. And then this came in a couple times actually. Do
Okay.
I really need a cleanser in the morning?
Okay, so I knew that this would be a hot topic. Listen, it's a personal preference. For me, the answer is yes, because again, I am one of those 19-step, skincare routine people most of the time. And there's a lot. And I do just want a very light, gentle cleanse to start fresh. But if you're someone that's, doing a basic 3-step regimen, you're not applying globs and slicking yourself down like I probably am, then you know what? If you prefer just to give yourself a gentle splash or use a micellar water, which we're going to talk about in just a moment, then yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay, do we have time for one more? I've got one
Sure,
more here.
sure. As long as it's easy. No, I'm just kidding.
I think it's pretty easy. So Lori has asked, if I wear just SPF, would I still need to double cleanse?
So that's a really great question. I would. I guess you're seeing the common theme is I'm like, I would. I would just because SPF, it really, and that's a whole nother class as well, it's a shield on your skin and it's there because it's protecting from very strong UVA, UVB lights. So it's not just a normal moisturizer or a treatment serum. So yes, I would personally, especially in the evening, recommend. And by the way, the only time you're applying SPF is during the day. So yes, thank you.
Okay, I think that's it for now, Janine.
All right, we'll see what Sue has to ask me in a few moments. So keep those questions coming. Those were really, really great. Appreciate those questions. So let's talk about step 3. Step 3 is toning. So I always like to say prepare to repair. So a toner, this can also be known as micellar water, essence, emulsion, light lotion. There's a lot of different forms of, the toning step. They have a lot of really, really great benefits for your skin. So first of all, a toner itself can serve as kind of the cleanup to remove any final traces of impurities that you've missed when you're cleansing. So think about the nose, the edge of your hairline. For me, I even go around my ears, but that's just me. But yes, you can absolutely use a toner to kind of clean up anything that you may have missed in that cleansing step. We also love a good toner because there are products that also can help balance your skin's pH. And I also like to think of toning. I think this is a really important step because I think of this like priming your skin. So it's actually going to prime your skin when you're using the product to really make sure that all of the active ingredients that you're going to apply after that are really going to be very effective. It's also very common for a toner, essence, emulsion to provide weightless hydration to really restore your skin's natural moisture barrier. So there are a couple of ways that you can actually apply a toner. Of course, you can see I've got the new Hydrofusion micellar water. I saw a lot of questions about this one. And yes, this is a phenomenal 2-in-1 product. You can use this to tone and to hydrate your skin, but this also removes your makeup. So you could actually use this, no water needed. If you wanted to forgo and just use your micellar water, you could do that as well. So the 2 ways that I would apply a toner, number 1, and I'm not going to do this, but number 1 is in the morning for me, after I've done my light cleanse, I'm going to take in my palm and I'm just going to put a few drops. I'm going to press my hands together and then I'm literally just going to press into my skin. So that's the first way that you can actually apply a toner. The second way is to take a cotton pad. Now, I actually prefer these lintless cotton pads because I don't like lint. I'm also super, super stingy with my product. I don't want a cotton pad to suck up all of my product. I want to use that. So I'll take one of these, and again, I'll just put just a couple of drops, and then I take it and then I'll use it again if I'm cleaning up kind of around my jawline, my nose, my ears, wherever I want to do a little bit of cleanup to actually remove the makeup and those impurities. So that is step 3, very short, very sweet. I didn't say all of the steps were going to be very long. So Sue, I know I've seen a lot of chatter kind of going with the chat. I can see it. I bet we have a couple of questions.
We do have a couple of questions. So this one, how about could I skip the toner step?
Well, I mean, it's up to you. Listen, some people are going to do the bare minimum and some people are going to do everything plus more. Of course, I'm going to say, please do your toning step. I think it's really great to set the stage. I find personally that my skin needs that extra hydration. I don't want to say it's because my skin is maturing, but that is a real life thing. I also want to make sure that I'm maximizing those products, right? Another thing is that's really important to note is that damp skin is important to help absorb those skincare products. So has anyone out there, have you ever heard that, hey, like after the shower, immediately apply your skincare? The reason is because your skin is damp. Now you could still do that, but now the great news is that we have products that mimic that dampness and that hydration. And that's what's going to allow your other products to be, very, very effective.
Okay. Now this question came in a little while ago, but I think
Okay.
it's
Okay.
a good one to ask right now. How
Okay.
often do you update or do you change your skincare products based on your skin's needs, I guess, right?
Too, I think this is a trick question. It really depends. Changing my skincare products a lot. But what I mean by that is my regimen is my regimen, but when I wake up or I'm going to bed, whatever I feel like my skin needs, that's what I'm going to use. So the products that I change up the most definitely would be the daily treatment serums that we're going to talk about next. I pretty much am loyal, to my toner, to my, moisturizer. But in terms of an overarching update to my entire routine, listen, some products I've had in my routine for years because, boy, if it is not broke, why would we fix it, right? But others really come and go. So I always kind of step back and look at my entire skincare portfolio. I would say about every 6 months. To a year. And I think that's a good rule of thumb because as we mature, right, things change. Great question.
Okay. I think that's it for now, Janine.
All right. Thank you, Sue. By the way, I saw a couple of comments, from someone saying, listen, I've never used toner, but, it's never too late. It is never too late to start skincare. I want to be very clear about that. It's never too late. So if today you're hearing something for yourself or it's something great for your customers, most certainly, I hope there's a little bit of inspiration. So step 4. This is our daily targeted treatments. So obviously these are otherwise known as serums. These are highly concentrated products that have key active ingredients that are really designed to serve as a solution for a particular skin need or a concern or concerns. So concerns, things like fine lines, wrinkles, texture, clarity, sagging skin. I mean, it really runs the gamut in terms of what a treatment serum can really help you do. So the application for almost all serums is that you're going to take a serum, and I'm just going to grab one, and you're going to open it up, right? You're going to unscrew it, and then what you're going to do is you're going to put a few drops either on your fingertips or in the palm of your hand. I like to press them together, and then I like to, again, kind of like with my toner, when I'm using my hands, I like to just gently press all over my skin. This isn't a step where I'm like rubbing everything in. I'm really just patting in. And I see that Cindy is saying she uses 5 to 6. Cindy, a girl after my own heart. I love it. By the way, if you use one, that's okay too. Cindy and I will not judge, right? Okay, so another thing with serum, an easy tip to remember, because this is probably the step where it's most important. If you are applying multiple serums, I know that I always get asked, well, how do I know like which one goes where? I mean, they're all pretty much the same. The easiest rule of thumb is to start with the thinnest and work your way up to the thickest in formulation. The reason we want to start with thin is because thinner products have a much more difficult time being absorbed or breaking through a thicker texture. Typically also, when we're talking about kind of our serums, this is also kind of the step that really typically begins addressing any of your anti-aging concerns. Anti-aging, I just have to have a moment to talk about this. So regardless of age, this does not matter. It feels like everyone wants anti-aging solutions, right? Clearly prevention is very important. That's a key thing. And if you've worked on prevention, congratulations, amazing. However, I just said this a moment ago, it is never too late to start because there are products that we have that are actually going to help reverse those signs of aging as well. So in terms of serums, we have so many product options. Now, since I'm pretty sure most of us are looking for anti-aging solutions, I want to share a couple of my favorite Ultimate and Platinum products. So if your focus is really, trying to address fine lines, wrinkles, smoothing your skin, firming things up, then I would say our Ultimate collection, and we've got a lot of products under Ultimate, really amazing. That would be right for you. So one of my favorites, and if you have followed me, heard me talk about skincare at all, this is my favorite product. This is our Ultimate Rejuvenating Face Serum. This is my filter in a bottle. And the reason I say that, and that's just personal to me, is because it does it all. It helps with fine lines, wrinkles. It improves the appearance of everything, tone, texture, clarity. It really does make me feel like my skin is rejuvenated. Every time I apply it, I'm like, wow. It gives me that glass skin effect. But again, everybody is different. That's my magical filter in a bottle. In the evening, you better believe I am always going to be reaching for my Anew Ultimate Night Repair Serum. So this serum, it is thicker for sure in terms of that texture. So that's why it's a nighttime treatment. But this is a super advanced restorative formula, clinical results. And I promise when you wake up, your skin is gonna look smoother, firmer, brighter. It is just a really beautiful product that we really love. Okay, so we've talked about kind of fine lines, wrinkles, but if you're really looking to address, the loss of elasticity, typically in the jowls, you can see here, that's one of my concerns, the neck, basically you definitely need to reach for platinum. So all of our platinum products, whether that is a new platinum, you've got, LX new platinum, there's a lot of extended family of products and a lot of great options, but this is one of my current staples that I make sure that I never run out of. So this is the Anew Platinum Age Delay Serum. One word, lifts. Two words, use every day. Three words, you'll thank me. That's the easiest way I can say it. It is absolutely amazing. I just recently, by the way, got my mom hooked on this, and she just recently came to visit, and she tried to walk away with this bottle, and I was like, because my other one is almost done, and I needed to, have a little bit of a fresh start. So she went online and immediately ordered it. So I can't wait. I'm seeing a lot of you are saying that it's absolutely amazing. And yes, by the way, I do use this because I use a lot of products. I use this one in the morning, but your age delay serum you can use in the morning or the evening or both. It's totally up to you. So that is step 4. I bet I'm seeing a lot of questions that are rolling in the chat. So Sue, I bet you have some more questions.
Oh, this chat is going like crazy. It is very busy chat, but I did catch some here. So
okay.
I saw this a couple times, a couple different ways. Can we use too many serums?
Oh, that's a really great question. Yes and no, right? So I would say, and this is where it gets a little tricky, and you have to test and figure out what works best for your skin. So real talk, you all know I love my real talk. I can't just look at a bottle and know that it's going to be the most amazing thing ever, right? For my skin. So it's all about, testing, trying. Once you get to know your skin, you probably have a very good idea. Listen, you can use, for me, I'll just use myself. I know Cindy does this as well. I can use 4 to 5 serums and they are just fine. And that's in the morning, by the way. But they not only are going to work for my skin, they're working together, right? So here's how you know if you have too many serums. You know you've applied too many if it pills off your face. So if you've ever applied, skincare, and have you ever looked at them and like, oh my gosh, my skin is peeling. What? That's not your skin peeling, P-E-E-L. It's your skin pilling, P-I-L-L, because it's actually the product that is actually pilling off of your face. And that is a very common thing. So if you have that, you may want to pull back just a little bit. Okay. Does that answer your question, Sue?
I think it did.
I see a bunch of people are saying in the comment that that's actually happened to them as well.
Okay, and I have one more question. I think we have time. If someone uses a lot of serum, do they also need a moisturizer?
Okay, so you're asking me some really challenging questions, but I love these. So real life, if you feel like you're getting enough hydration from all of the serums, those daily treatment serums that you are using, then you can skip, except if it's during the daytime, you have to use your SPF. Okay, that's non-negotiable, SPF for sure. I've had times in my life where I get enough from using a lot of, my daily treatment serums, but there's times like right now, I'm in a season where I need that extra moisturization. So I'm using my serums, I'm letting it dry down, and then I'm rolling to my moisturizer.
Great. Okay, thank you. I think that's good for now, Janine.
Okay, yes, because we have a lot more to get through, right? Okay, so now it is time for the final step in your skincare routine, and that is moisturize. Now, with moisturize, there are 4 subcategories: face, eyes, lips, and body. So you can see we have this handsome gentleman right here on screen. So let's start with him and talk about moisturizing. So moisturizers, I love them. They are multitaskers because they maintain, they replenish all of that precious moisture that is targeted to your skin's needs, and they often deliver anti-aging benefits. Of course, during the day, we want you to follow with SPF to be very protected. And in the evening, you can always use a richer, more nourishing formula at night. So there are so many moisturizer options, which is great. I love the fact that we have options, but we want to keep kind of on the anti-aging, focus. So let's start with moisturizing our face, which you can see is step 5. Now, if you want to address fine lines, wrinkles, kind of that overall aging, you can see I'm kind of doing ultimate, platinum, you're going to reach for ultimate. Now, we've got a lot of day and night products, but I wanted to share one today that I am a long time, I don't know if you can see it, but I am a long time fan of this product, and I feel like it doesn't get enough discussion. And that is our new Supreme Advanced Performance Cream. This is a luxury night cream. If you've ever tried this, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you have to add this to your list. This is one, and I already see the comments saying, yes, I love it. It's one of my favorites. This little goodness in this beautiful black pearl ball, right? It's going to give you immediate results, but it also has long-term effects on the most visible signs of aging. So that's everything that you're seeing, the deep wrinkles, the creases, the expression lines, right? Your skin firmness. Another thing that is really lovely about this product, a little, I do love how the packaging, by the way, if anyone has any issues kind of, grabbing and opening a moisturizer, do you know that you can sit this in the palm of your hand and you can literally cup your hand over and then it literally opens the product. So I've always thought that was a really neat thing. And I don't know if you can see how easy that turned. It literally loosens it up and then the product is there. So very easy to open that product. Now, if you are interested in defying gravity and lifting and firming, obviously we're back to platinum. That's your best choice. There are a lot of platinum products, but day and night. But since I'm on the night train, I do want to share kind of an oldie and goodie that we love, and that is our new Platinum Night Cream. This cream has been around a long time, and the reason it has been is because there are clinical results. Firmer skin, it's going to help define the contours, smoother, brighter. I could go on and on, but this isn't a product training. This is about a skincare regimen. But if you have tried a new Platinum night, day, you know that it's an incredible product. And there's a reason, like I said, it's, kind of remains at some of our top bestsellers. Okay, so we have our face moisturized. Now it's time for our eyes. So step 6 is to apply eye cream. So eye cream is designed for your very delicate eye area. We know that our eyes, our necks, our hands, they're some of the first places to actually show the signs of aging. And eye products help address very specific needs like dark circles, puffiness, lines, wrinkles. One tip for your the application of your eye cream, and you may already know this, but is to use your fourth finger when you're actually applying to really gently tap the product around into your eye area. And the reason that you want to use your fourth is because it's the weakest finger and it's not going to actually pull. So we don't ever want to rub, pull, tug around our eye area because the skin is so delicate. And not to get into the science of skin, but did you know the skin around your eye, sometimes it's not any thicker than a sheet of paper. So if you haven't been kind to your eyes, very, very gentle, I bet now you are going to start. I do see a question here in the comments that I want to address. Christine is saying, I thought you applied eye cream before face cream. Oops. There's no oops. So it really is open to your own personal preference in terms of when you apply that eye cream. Some people prefer to moisturize their face and then follow with eye cream. Other people prefer to apply the eye cream first and then follow with their moisturizers. For me, the reason I do that, I'll apply my facial moisturizer and then I go in with my eye cream. And that's because I don't want to disturb anything in my eye area. So again, that's just personal preference. So there's not a right or a wrong way. It's just how you prefer it. Okay, so we've talked about, one of our most popular, since we're kind of talking about popular products, one of our most popular products that gets rave reviews for a reason, Eye Lift Pro. So this is a beautiful product. It is a 2-in-1 because it actually has a product to help your upper area and your lower eye area. It does it all. It helps tighten, helps the crepiness on your lids, under eye shadows, crow's feet. It really does everything. So that is an amazing product. Add that to your list if you've never tried it. Now let's move on to our lips. So lips are often overlooked as part of the skincare routine. It is so important, especially as we mature, to really make sure that we're keeping our lips soft, keeping those lines, right? Does anybody kind of look at your smile and like, where did all of those lines around my lips come from? So using a good lip product is really going to help with that. You definitely want to make sure you condition your lips to keep them healthy looking, very youthful, but also hydrated. We know hydration is key to making sure things stay plump and looking good. But it also is going to really help prep your lips for any other lip products. So a couple that I love. This one, I actually pulled it right out of my skin fridge this morning. And yes, you can keep your lip products in your skin fridge, but this has been used. But this is you can see my new vitamin C antioxidant lip treatment. I love this product. You either love it or you don't, and that's okay, but I am faithful to this. I never run out, and the reason is because it not only feels good, but the vitamin C is an antioxidant. It visibly plumps and smooths the lines around your lips. Yes, thank you. Absolutely. So this one, she never goes out of my sight. Love her. Now, I know we're also talking about a skincare regimen, but FMG Cashmere Essence Lip Cream, I had to bring this up. It's a makeup product. This is a lipstick. But the reason I wanted to bring this up is because it has a bioretinol core. And so it's so cool because you have a lipstick that is giving you beautiful color for makeup, but there are very serious skincare ingredients in here. And it's a bioretinol that is really helping to smooth the fine lines, wrinkles, on your lips. So to me, this is really the best of both worlds. So if you've never tried this, this is another great one to add to your list as well. Now, we're wrapping up our moisturizing segment and almost our 8-step skincare routine with step 8, The body. So we've talked about almost everything, right? And, right now, I feel like it's such a hot, trending topic. Everybody is talking about getting that full head to toe, full body kind of, routine. But real life, it should always be part of your routine, right? So, listen, you may choose to do your body as soon as you get out of the shower. And if that's so, that's totally fine. It's not like you have to, do all of that in order and then you can do your body as soon as you get out of the shower. But the point here is do not overlook your body. Don't give your face and your neck and your décolleté and your eyes all of that goodness and then forget about your body. Diane is asking a question. What's best for crepiness on the arms? Diane, I am so glad you asked because I have a few solutions that I actually rotate. But since this product launch, this is one of my favorites. You hear me talk about this all the time. And this is the Anew Platinum Body Sculpting Serum. So real life, and I did hydrate my arms right before this time. Last time I didn't. But the real life thing is that, and I've got to prime my pump. Here we go. There's the product. So brand new product. Don't forget when you're applying it, you always need to prime your pump first. So love this product because listen, I'm at the age that regardless the crepe and the dehydrated skin, it is real. So I absolutely love this. And yes, it smells so good. It feels so amazing. I wish you could smell it right through the camera. And it's probably a little hard to see, but the crepiness that I had under my skin, it literally just virtually disappears. This product, it's going to lift, it's going to firm, it's going to boost that skin moisture, smooth everything. So really, really amazing. So this is an amazing one to add to your routine. This is a serum. So if you need to follow with a moisturizer, you absolutely can, but this may be just enough for you as well. Okay, Sue, we've talked about a lot with our moisturizers. I know we've gone through 4 steps, our face, our eyes, our lips, our body. So I'm positive I've seen so many comments and questions. Test me.
All right, let's see if we can stump you this time. I bet we can't though. Do I need to use 2 separate moisturizers, like one for daytime, one for nighttime?
Okay, that's another really great question. So you don't have to. You don't have to. And I'm saying that like you don't have to. But okay, first of all, let's be very clear. If the moisturizer that you're using in the daytime has SPF, you do not need to use that at night. Don't waste your money because we are not protecting our skin at night with SPF. The reason I personally would use 2 different, one for the day and one for the evening, is my daytime moisturizer. It's going to give my skin all of that goodness and the hydration, but it's going to let me be able to apply makeup over top. My nighttime moisturizers, they're typically more lush. Like I'm reaching for the ones that have very, very nourishing ingredients to really kind of make sure that all night long, my skin is kind of getting that really great goodness. So you don't have to, but that's again, personal preference, but I personally do.
Okay. Well, kind of tailgating on the SPF.
Mhm.
I saw a question about, is it enough to have SPF in my primer?
I mean, probably not. Who asked that? No, listen, I would say no, probably not. That's the best answer. So SPF in primers is typically pretty low. You need a minimum of SPF 25 to 30 during the day. And I actually prefer an SPF 50. We've got some great SPF options that are very lightweight, like water. They're not weighing your skin down. But most of the primers that I see out on the marketplace that have SPF is typically like SPF 10 or 15. Honestly, I'm not even sure why that's there because you definitely need more. And I just want to go ahead and clarify, you did not ask this, Sue, but if you're using a primer that has SPF 10 and you found a moisturizer that had like SPF 20, they do not add up. 10 and 20 together does not make 30. So
Okay.
different class, right?
Good to know. Okay. Something I'm not sure about this one, but what about exfoliating? Don't you need to do that like every day?
Okay, so I mentioned at the beginning of the class that, a couple of times a week, you do need to exfoliate your skin. So this class was specifically focused on a daily, every single day skincare routine. Um, with physical exfoliation, Sue, I would say no. You can overdo it with your skin, even the most gentle, right? Especially if you're physically exfoliating, you're using kind of a scrub. However, if you are using something, like I mentioned earlier, this LX New Clean, this cleansing balm, it has bamboo stem powder, and that is so fine. And that one we've tested. We know that that one is gentle enough to kind of use every single day. But in general, no, I would say just stick to, 2 to 3 times a week and you're good.
Okay. And then just one last question. Everybody's kind of curious, I think.
Okay.
I've seen it a couple times, but on a typical day, how much time are you willing to dedicate to your skincare routine, Janine?
I'm going to let you all guess how much time. Let's do a little unofficial poll. Drop your comments, drop it in the comments. How much time do you think I spend on my skincare routine every single day? We'll do the nighttime because that one's at 20 minutes, 1 hour, 15 minutes, 20, 45 minutes. Oh my gosh, you all think I am very dedicated. Sue, I think it looks like hour, half an hour. What do you think, Sue?
I was going to say it never stops. Like, I think you're always doing skincare, but that's just me.
Maybe. Okay, I like Kanye. It's like 16 minutes. Let's get something. Um, and Joanna, I'm going to answer your question about the dry down time for serums in just a moment, but it really ranges. Listen, I shouldn't tell you my secrets, but going to keep it real. Sometimes I have to be quick. Right. Sometimes I really do have to boom, 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 boom. I've got to, and I try to make sure I apply all of my steps for sure. But sometimes I'm in a rush, just like everybody else. It's real life, and I've got to move a little bit quicker. I do have a handy fan when I need to do that, so I can quickly fan and try to dry down between the steps. But sometimes in the evening, it's kind of like I'm sitting here in my office after a nice long day. And sometimes it's kind of a decompression moment for me. It's kind of like my time. And so I will cleanse my face. I'll lay out all of my skincare. I'll put on a show, and then I'll just kind of, apply my skincare and take my time. So yes. By the way, I did see Joanna asked a question about, do I need to let my serums dry down in between all of the steps? And if you can have a couple of moments to let them, dry down before you go back and start applying the next, then sure. But some of them, it's going to be okay if you kind of layer together. Okay, so Sue disappeared, so I feel like that is the end of those questions. So here's a question. Does everybody feel good? Do you feel knowledgeable about our 8-step skincare routine? Obviously you can see here on screen that we do want to always remember that we start with the basics, right? So there are 3 overarching steps: prepping, kind of cleansing, that daily targeted treatment or treatments, and moisturizing. Listen, but because we are master skincare sellers and enthusiasts, and you're here for the granular routine, you can see here on screen the breakdown, and you can see by the gradient, where every step goes with each. So prep, you've got your cleanse, double cleanse, tone. Treat is obviously your daily targeted treatments. And with moisturize, you've got your 4 areas of face, eyes, lips, and body. So listen, I would tell you that, it does not matter if you are a 3-step or a 24-step person. In terms of applying your skincare, the most important thing is that you need to at least cover the basics: cleanse, moisturize, SPF during day. SPF during the day is a non-negotiable. So I want to thank you all. Wow, we just came in right under the hour mark. But with that, that wraps our ultimate skincare routine masterclass. As always, I want to thank you for joining me to learn, to engage, and I really want you to get out there and put these skills to work. So until our next masterclass, I want you to make it an absolutely fabulous day. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you soon.